This is WCBU's Out and About. I'm Dr. May Gilliland of ArtsPartners of Central Illinois, and today I'm joined by Chanel Hargrave-Murray, Supervisor of Community Connections with the Peoria Park District. On June 19th, the Peoria Park District will host Jubilee Day, a Juneteenth celebration along the Peoria RiverFront, bringing together live entertainment, family activities, cultural experiences, community storytelling, food vendors, and a Juneteenth-themed drone show. Wow. Chanel, welcome to Out and About.
Thank you, May, for having me.
Jubilee Day, that's such a powerful name. So for listeners who may not be familiar with the history behind it, what does Jubilee mean in the context of this celebration?
For those that don't know, Juneteenth started in Texas, and it was during the time where slavery had already been abolished for about 2 years, I believe, and it hadn't made its way down to the South. So when it reached Texas was when the families there decided they wanted to celebrate in a Jubilee.
This year's event combines entertainment with opportunities for reflection and remembrance. How did you approach balancing celebration with the deeper history and meaning of Juneteenth?
So this year we decided to do some activation stations. One of our activation stations is called My Grandparents Porch. When we look at history in our ancestors, a lot of the history was passed down from our grandparents from storytelling on the porch. And before that, in Africa, there were storytellers that sat around and shared the history and the generational knowledge of the things that happened within their community. And so we wanted to bring that back. So this year we're having a setup called Our Grandparents Porch, where we have community members that have been in Peoria, have been a part of civil rights movements, have been a part of a lot of the changes here in Peoria, and they're going to sit and they're going to tell their stories about Peoria and the history. Another activation station that we're doing is called our Ancestry Tree, and we're actually going to have a real American oak tree where individuals can come and write their names, their ancestors' names, their grandparents' names, their parents' names, anyone's names, and they will put it on the tree. They will hang the tags on the tree. That tree will be planted somewhere in the park district. And as far as that tree grows, those names will stay with that tree forever. So I think it's important not only to celebrate Jubilee Day, but also to have those moments where we're learning about the history, because if we forget the history, then we start to make the same mistakes.
There are activities for all ages. How important was it to make this a truly intergenerational event?
It's important to touch base on every generation because that's what makes up our community. So from the storytelling to the fashion shows to the music that touches every generation in general, we want it to be family oriented to the point where everyone feels like they're included. We don't want anyone to feel left out of anything.
You mentioned entertainment, so let's talk about that. The lineup includes local performers, emerging talent, headlining acts. What can audiences expect from this stage throughout the event?
So the Manual Band will be opening up the show. Of course, we have VJ Divide that will be keeping the tempo. Our main headliner is MJ the Illusion.
At the end of the event, we've got something really spectacular,
Yes.
a Juneteenth drone show.
Yes.
What is this going to entail?
So we have about 15 minutes of a drone show that is going to display in the sky. The fact that we get to showcase it down at the riverfront this year is exciting just because it opens it up to so many more people to come into the park. My favorite part about the drone show is that we're actually going to have pyro drones this year.
What is a pyro drone?
So they're like the imitation of fireworks. So that's super cool. So I'm really excited about that.
And this event, what is the cost?
The cost is free.
The cost is free.
It is a free event for our community. Of course, they would have to pay for their food. There will be resource tables and vendors so they can buy trinkets here and there and just support all local businesses.
That was Chanel Hargrave-Murray discussing Jubilee Day, a Juneteenth celebration taking place June 19th at the Peoria RiverFront. Chanel, thank you so much for joining me in the studio today.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Out and About, a production of WCBU and ArtsPartners of Central Illinois, designed to connect you with the arts community. Our producer is Joey Wilson. Find this episode at WCBU.org and subscribe to the Out and About podcast wherever you download.
Support for arts and culture coverage on WCBU comes from PNC Financial Services. PNC is committed to supporting local art and culture events in the communities they serve.